Hello and welcome back to Sonny, where we have a shaman survivor and a totem. So this shaman not only has lost all of his buddies, he has also lost his cool weapons and just picked up one of the golem's clubs, basically. He has a totem with him, so let's go with the totem first. Okay, the early re-energize, not a bad idea. Is he going to be purely physical? Possibly. Alright, let's focus down on the totem. So, the idea is when you have a higher amount of hit points, that even if you take a big hit, the character is less likely to heal because their thought of healing comes very much depending upon how much percentage of life do I have left. Which obviously at lower levels, any high damage taken is going to be like, oh, I need healing, which isn't always good for how the battle is turning out. Like, that might actually skew things in a negative way early on. Can you even heal, or are you just pure physical now that you've lost your... I think the totem is dead. I'm going to take a risk and just bop this guy. If it heals, well, it did. Alright, well, I mean, that means that we don't take any damage, so I'm fine with that. Stop that regeneration. We don't need it. We don't want it. Can you heal again? No, I don't think so. Regular attack. Baba booey. Not entirely. But Qa'Rajh comes in with the save. Good. Now it's just you. How about you take a break? Right there in the shade. Thank you, but you needed it more, Qa'Rajh. Thank you. So depending on what classes you choose, some fights will be easier than others. Like, if you go with the assassin, any of the physical fights will basically be a cinch because they will miss a large part of the time, and you will do critical attacks, which obviously make it for a short route. But if you are a more physical, like balanced character, like Guardian and Destroyer, it can be a lot more tricky. I think I played through it with all 4 classes, and I enjoyed Guardian the most because it focuses on vitality and defense. So it's a really good class for staying alive. But there's definitely some fun to be had in just missing almost every single attack. Like, every single attack just misses you because you're too fast. As the assassin. The gunslinger, I think I had the least fun with. Mostly because, like, the spells that you have, those spells and abilities are the same regardless of class. So you're gonna get a bit of a mixed bag out of it, where you're gonna get into magic very fast, which means that you're not going into getting extra focus and getting extra regenerating powers, which means that you are very susceptible to any kind of danger. And that's not great. That's not great for survivability. What do we got? More Devourers. Well, I mean, they're not really a threat in terms of combat. They might be a threat in terms of the story, but not in terms of combat. I don't believe that there are any AoE effects that you can do. The best thing, the closest thing, is to basically make sure that they don't get their turn, so that you can hit them twice. That's basically all you can do. I don't believe there is... Seeing as these guys don't have any healing abilities, we can basically just dash out a bit of blood and poison on all of them and just have it trickle down. I don't think this is really a fight to worry about, especially because they're all sort of set to level, I think level 8 or 9, and we're level 11 now, and oh, they're level 10, okay. Because most of these battles don't scale particularly well. That's just how it is. There are some classes where it feels a bit more like a actual sort of level incline going through, but not for the destroyer. Like, you're gonna have some trouble with the heavy magic classes, and basically like the physical classes, because the destroyer also is sort of like semi-focused on vitality and strength, which also keeps them alive. They basically do best in situations against physical enemies. That's how they work. Who's the least damage? You are. Bob. 104. Nice. Well, I don't have high speed, but apparently my speed is enough that they miss. If you have a speed of 0, enemies will miss you very rarely. It does happen, but it's not something that often occurs. Why did you heal yourself there? That was quite unnecessary. Alright, well, let's... you have the more hit points, so... bleed you down. Thanks, but you needed it more. I also don't think these guys have a way of getting their focus back, so... if you have enough hit points, you can basically tank them. It's perhaps going to be a bit boring. And this, like... not focusing one of them down is definitely not helping to do this. But still, I feel that it is part of the charm of this game. Like, a big part of the charm is definitely the soundtrack, which, you know, that situation is what it is. I can't do anything about getting those strikes, and I'd rather not get those strikes. And seeing as I can't adjust the level of the music, other than, you know, I can adjust it in my headphones, but I'd still need to adjust it afterward in the editing. And because this is a screen recording used by Wonder Chef Filmora, I don't have a separate audio track for voice and game audio, which I normally do when I record from my PlayStation, because in that I'm using Audacity and Elgato to capture the video, and Audacity to capture the audio. That means that I have separate tracks for game audio and for speech audio. Here it's all just one track, and unless I were to actually go in, start Audacity up before each recording, make sure that it is running, start that, then start the Wonder Chef Filmora screen recording, and then end that, and then make sure that when I've ended that, go out and end the Audacity recording at the same time. That's a lot more work. I can do it, but that feels unnecessary. Like, this works for itself. Yes, it would be better with music. We can all agree with that. But when the music gets stricken on YouTube for just being on, and since there isn't an option to just turn the music on, off, but keep every other sound, because the other sounds are still part of the game, and they are quite important. Like, the story isn't like there are quite a few fights where there's no talk at all, and you really like the voice acting. The little amount of voice acting there is good. I like it. It's part of the story. It's part of the characters. So I'm a little sad that I have to basically make a silent video game movie with just commentary. Like, that isn't usually a thing, and it's certainly not something that I would consider normal for me to do. But in this case, that is what we'll have to do, and so I'm doing it. I'm not happy about it, but I think it's a better way to do it rather than keeping it in. And although the strikes really don't matter for me because my channel is not monetized, I still feel that it is better to not get those strikes at all, if possible, to avoid. And seeing as it is something that I can avoid by turning the music off, then that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I could babble on about this, but I'd probably just make the same kind of points over and over again, and I don't know how relevant that is in the long run. Like, yeah, I'm explaining why I'm doing stuff, and that's really all there is to it. It isn't some sort of great plan that I mean, if it were really, I could also plug in some free music from YouTube and use that as soundtrack. I'm not going to do that either, because again, that's not my style, and I can't guarantee that music would not convey the feeling that this game rises in me as a nostalgia trip, which this entire series and also Sonny 2 is going to be. So yeah, it is a bit of a tightrope walking, but it works out in the end. As does this fight, although it does take a while because I don't focus down one of them. I'm just letting the bleeding do its work, and then basically letting Qa'Rajh do some of the damage. I mean, he's more busy healing himself, and that's fine. I don't need it, Qa'Rajh. You don't need to heal me. Thank you. I'm fine. You also particularly didn't need it, but I suppose it's fair enough. It did get rid of the poison, only for you to get it again. Yes, that is an unfortunate downside of fighting enemies of more enemies of the same type, because they're going to have the same abilities, and those abilities are going to suck. Especially if there's one that you don't like, well, then there's two more that can cast it. If you're lucky, they line up and basically do the same 3 things in the same turn, which is really not very useful for them and can certainly be to your benefit. Okay, his physical damage is good. I think it's actually better than mine, which really is not a problem. He's on my team. I would wish that we'd got a third member at this point, but I think that is for later. I think, if I'm remembering right, and I kind of hope that I'm not, then it's not until we're done with the third area that we get someone else. But when that is said, I do believe that what we're getting then is not one, but 4 people that we can use as backup. Why 4? Well, there are 4 classes, and they will be of each one of those. So 1 destroyer, 1 guardian, 1 gunslinger, and 1 assassin. And obviously, as you can see, there's only room for 3. So we're always going to have to choose, and unfortunately this game doesn't have experience sharing. So what we're going to deal with is very much that some of them will get a lot of experience because those are the ones I'm going to be using most, and some of them are basically going to be left behind in the dirt. That is an unfortunate reality, but what can you do? What could these guys do? Not much. I think that might be a level. We're definitely getting close. Ooh, it is. Mender's bar armor. Does Qa'Rajh have that? Okay, first up that. What can we get? We can get intervention, which is decent. Like, it would 60 on top for the first, and then 20% of my strength and magic. My magic is 0. So 60 plus, what is that, like 12-ish, 13-ish, so 73 damage. That's not a lot. Oh no, the 60 damage is just a shield, but 30 damage, 30 healing over time. Like, it's better than regeneration, that's for certain. but it's also not really that great. What can we... So break is complete. Wound. Additional 8 damage and takes 12 extra attack. I do use wound quite a lot. What else have we got? Heroic motivation. Healing and dispelling. Could definitely use that. What else have we got? Aggression. Now that's not a passive one, so endurance, health by 4%. Now it's important that it is percent because it's not just vitality up by 4. What else? We want to go for brutality. That is just a useful thing. I think I actually want to go for endurance. Again, focusing on the more tanky build. So while I have this ability, I'm not going to use it. Sorry, we got another threat to deal with. I think there's someone out there trying to control us. I don't think it's a CPZI either. They're down here killing those devourers just like we are. No, we're facing a different enemy altogether. Okay. And who is that mysterious enemy then? Maybe the next battle can tell us. Well, just CPZI. Alright. Paradox is taking a break. So 2 of these guys. Again, one of them was not really a problem. I don't think 2 of them will be either. Yes, they're gonna dish out some damage here in the first round, but yeah. Nothing that really is worrisome. Because they don't have any healing abilities. And the abilities that they do have takes up a lot of focus, which they only have 100 of. So again, it's a matter of tanking out until they run out of their main stuff and then basically have them do physical attacks. The physical attacks still do something, like 62 is not nothing. But seeing as they don't have healing abilities, yeah, they're basically toast from the get-go. Quite a lovely toast it is. Are you basically going to do nothing but healing? It seems like it. Yeah, because that percentage of health is large enough that it triggers your, oh, I need healing. Oh no, okay, well, 156. That's good damage. Oh, you do have healing abilities. Oh my. That doesn't really change it because I don't think you can regain focus. So you are done for. Even if you can heal yourself, because that only takes away some of that lovely, lovely focus, which you don't have an unlimited amount of. Yeah, they are. It is trickling down. Bop! Plain 100. Lovely. Very nice. Yeah, take a break, why don't you? 106. That is the effect of the bleed, of the wounding. Like, it really adds up. Yep. Which is why we need to keep it going. And I should also look into making it better. So that, and that coupled with my regeneration, is definitely a power move in its own right. Yeah, more bleeding is more good for me. Probably not for you. I didn't need the healing there, but thank you all the same. So they're out of focus. They have no way of regaining it, which means that they also now have no way of regaining hit points. So I'll just let the bleed plus potentially Qa'Rajh handle this guy. That might not be enough, but well, then we'll deal with whatever is left. Let's see, how much damage is that? 32. Okay, so he will not die from the wounding. Well, I'll let Qa'Rajh finish him. If Veradox just one attack, that should be enough. Less so now, but still. Oh no, I missed. 56, and that deals 13, so it... Sorry. Oh, 15, yeah. So he's alive, barely. I'm not gonna focus on him. At some point, Veradox will decide you need to die and just hit him. Besides, if Veradox were to fall, I can still take them out. Like if he does fall, I can definitely take out the one guy, and then it's just this fella against me, and like that's not really a challenge. Especially not if you take a break. And Veradox, if you could kill this guy down here, that would be very, very lovely. Thank you. Oh. Well, Karma bit me in the ass there. I had hoped he would hit. Still, yeah. I really should kill him. I really should, but Veradox got it covered. Nice. So now we can just speed up the rest of this fight. Which I'm gonna do. There we go. Let's see if we get some loot, please. No items. Well, then we shall proceed with the next battle. Zombie Ambassador. The Baron awaits you, children. The one behind these mind games? Yeah, but it would seem like it. Well, first off, bonk. So if he's just like the Devourers, he's not really obeyed this, you twat. Oh, I had forgotten how sassy Sonny was. I think that's part of why I like him so much. Like, he is not just a flat character. Like, one thing is, okay, a zombie that isn't hostile, that actually has sentience, okay, that's not exactly an original idea, but it is unusual. And this, mind you, came out at a time when there definitely was. There was actually before the zombie craze of, like, survival horror. This was way before that, because, like, obviously this was a Flash game back in the day. But yeah, I like Sonny as a character, because like one thing is, okay, a character has amnesia. That's not an unusual character trait. Like, that's not very original. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that there are holes of tropes that you can fall into if you're not careful with your character creation, with your character writing. Sonny is definitely not that. Like, he isn't really a fleshed out character in the first one. He gets a lot more personality and a lot more depth in the second one, which we'll go into when we get to that. I'm hoping that I can show not just the second game, well, I can, but also that I can I lost the thread there. But also that I can record audio. Like, I don't mind the soundtrack not being there. The soundtrack is great. The soundtrack is very much a part of this game. If I have to turn it off because I can't turn it off and have anything else, well, then I'll do that. It's just how it is. Let's see, what is the next Breaker's Mask. Don't know why I got that, but isn't that yeah, Striker is not the same as Breaker. And Focus, Magic, and Magic Piercing. Nah. What is that? Mendes, Magic, Strength, Vitality, Lightning Piercing? Hold on. Veradox. Oh, he already has one. Well, no need to carry two. We'll sell them away. Oh, oh dear. More zombies. We'll fry them. Let's meet with the paladin later. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, we'll take out the medic. We'll make sure that you don't do that. How about that? Bonk. I could debuff him, but I mean, it's kind of funnier to just stun him and like let it pass. Besides, oof. Then I can start focusing down the healer. Which I will. Veradox might not survive this round. The sniper does a lot of damage, and when these two are also focusing on him. Yep. And I don't think I can complete it alone. I can try, but that's gonna be hard because they are primarily dealing magic damage, and I don't have any defense against that. Oh, apparently all of their attempts were to attack Veradox because, well, they're not attacking me. They have no reason to attack me because I can't hit them. Yes, use up all of your focus. Don't do that, though. That's less good. And miss. Good. Good, good, good. Let's go for... Oh, yeah, I've removed the healing ability. Well... Okay, they have used up most of their magic, or focus as it is. Take a hike. Yeah, I can't out heal them just with regeneration alone, unfortunately. Okay, that's the sniper down in all, but unless they have regeneration. Ooh, that's a big heal. That's annoying. But they don't seem to have abilities that allows them. Like the sniper basically has no physical attacks. So I can just leave him alone and just focus down the healer now. Okay, you still have quite a lot of focus left. And, well, the healer can still do physical attacks, which is not great, but... I can't really do much in this regard, other than keep on fighting and keep regenerating. 10. Oof. That's quite a lot. You can take a break because you deal more damage. And you also have focus left, which is not great. Not great, no. $43. Ooh, I don't think I can survive that. No, definitely not. Not with attacks like that. I'm done for the next round. Well, so long. Oh yeah, I'm especially done for when you do that. I do believe that we can defeat these guys, but... well, it's not gonna be in this episode. So, until next time, I will have grinded up a level and become strong enough to take them down, hopefully. But that is for next time, so until then, take care.